Oh yeah, let's cover that before getting out of here. Fire in the Mountains is back for all my fellow underground cult people. So this festival called Fire in the Mountains, I found out about it pretty recently actually. It's an American festival out in the nature and very much is about respecting nature, which is really cool to me. And we're like right as I found out about it and ended up, would you say getting canceled or not being allowed to take place where it normally would and people didn't know was going to happen to it? Well, it's back, which is awesome, but it has some rules that will deter a lot of people. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't completely hate the reason for it, but let's go into it. Fire the Mountains at Red Eagle Campground in Blackfeet Nation, July 25th, 27th, 2025. This is straight on tribe territory, as I understand it. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know everything about this area, but that's from what I understand it. This is a place of some different law enforcement. But they haven't announced any bands yet. They usually get a lot of more kind of like atmospheric black metal, more folky. They had Enslaved play. They had bands like that where you would go out into the fjords while taking shrooms and think about your Viking ancestors while swinging your kilt over your head. Now, Fire in the Mountains 2025 at the Red Eagle Campground in the Blackfeet Nation will be an event without alcohol. I'm going to let the chat just go over that for a minute before we dig into the details. What do you guys think of that right off the bat? Would you go to a metal festival without alcohol? Matt Griffin with the correct answer immediately. Took no time to think on that. This decision was made with respect to the wishes of our host and to unify under the banner of suicide prevention and mental health. And it is a decision we are deeply aligned. I thought I was going to say that we deeply regret. A decision that we are deeply aligned with. My apologies for being an asshole. I thought a lot of people on reservations drink a lot. Our aims have always been to build an event that places value on music, nature, and connection above all else, and to have a positive impact in the community that has welcomed us. We stand behind the decision of our Blackfeet partners that all of these aims can be obtained without the presence of alcohol. A lot of people will say that's a controversial statement. Our intention is not to alienate the members of our community that have healthy relationships with alcohol, of which there are many. Rather, our goal is to elevate and amplify this experience, to celebrate reasons to be alive through clear intentions, and to celebrate life as we bang our heads and dance together to the cathartic beat of heavy music. I'm sure no one out there will be on any type of stimulants whatsoever. Anyway, so now that you have the reasoning for it, what does everyone think about it? Matt Griffin knows what's up. I look at the comments, just peyote. Here's something that will be a major surprise to a lot of people watching this. When I meet people at concerts, I have a lot of people ask if they can buy me a drink. Surprise, surprise. I don't drink, actually. I don't drink anymore. I used to be a really heavy drinker for quite a long time. I haven't drinking any alcohol in about 2 years, I think, maybe a little bit more. I honestly didn't really pay attention that much, but I don't drink anymore anyway. So just for me personally, that doesn't change anything, but it's definitely a weird thing that obviously is going to alienate a lot of people. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't even consider going to any type of metal show without alcohol. The reason for it, I think, is understandable. It's for a good cause for suicide prevention. I'm going to say the actual word, even if YouTube doesn't like it, because trying to make a real, this is a random tangent, trying to make a real, honest, serious video about that and being like, oh, they self-deleted. You sound like a fucking idiot. Just say suicide. Self-deleted. They're not a file. Anyway, I think it's a good cause for sure. And especially if that's just the rule of their land, I can understand and respect that a lot more. It's not like they're going to a big public venue and just saying like, hey, we decided no drinking. That doesn't mean you really have to be cool with it and agree with it. I definitely understand if that puts people off from wanting to go. Josh, I can't stand the term I'm alive. Yeah, exactly. Just shut up, you stupid fucking moron. That's a whole nother rant to go on, but yeah. Anyway, I respect the reason why. I think it's fine for them to do, obviously, especially on their own land that's allowing that. But I also just definitely understand if people would be turned off by that not wanting to go. Hey, if a sober fest ain't your thing, don't go. Plenty of fests, lots of folks in recovery may enjoy this easier than other fests. Yeah, I honestly think of that. And it's not like they're going around trying to enforce it on other places. It's not like they're saying like we're gonna hold lots of tours here and everyone that comes through is not allowed to or whatever. It's just for this event in that land. Like I understand it. You know, there's plenty of drinking events places. There's weed events places. I get it, is what I'm saying. I also 100% understand people who wouldn't want to go. James says that's fine. I don't drink at concerts. Want to remember the show, in my opinion. Yeah, I've reached that point. I wanted to be able to go to concerts and not forget that I spent $100 on alcohol. Makes a good motivator. Alcoholism is a severe problem in indigenous communities, so maybe they turn the place dry. Fair enough. Yeah, I can definitely understand that. I didn't make that joke just to be an asshole. That's what I've heard. So maybe that is the situation, which I definitely understand. If anyone is thinking of quitting alcohol or getting sober, I recommend it. The Savior of Metal says, yeah. Yeah, I passed my drinking days. Isn't that curious how a lot of metalheads are getting that way now? There's that meme going around that's like rock stars in the 80s and it shows Slash passed out with like a whiskey bottle and probably like a heroin needle next to him. And then it shows like rock stars in 2019. It's like some nerd on his laptop with the fucking being a dork. Isn't that interesting? Josh L says, I see why it's in place because of the issues with alcoholism on the reservation. Also think Fire in the Mountains is worth being sober for. The prairie is beautiful. I 100% understand that. I'd also understand that if with such a beautiful area and on a reservation like that, probably just don't want to chance a bunch of drunk people throwing bottles and shit in places. Serve non-alcoholic beer and get around them. Haha. Fuck yeah, recovery is possible. It is. It is. I went through periods of very hard drinking and I don't recommend it. 2 thumbs down. Also this, Blood Red says, I haven't quit drinking. I just don't drink as much because good beer and good liquor is fucking expensive these days. Yeah. At Tolminator, one complaint I did hear from people was that they thought the price of beer was too much. And the price of beer at Tolminator was €6, which in American inflated money is what, like $7-ish or so. In America, at like the concerts I just went to, one beer is like $17 fucking dollars. Not for a good one, like for a tall can of crap you could buy at the liquor store. Yeah, that's a big reason to quit drinking is just how stupid expensive it is. Yep, drinks are off the hook price anyway at shows. Yep, garbage. This was a couple years ago at the Wiltern in Los Angeles. I went to see King Diamond. This was back when I drank. And I ordered a Modelo tall can. And the guy cracks it open and hands it to me and says, that'll be $18. And I wanted to just fucking leave it and walk away. Shit was crazy. Jay Hazard says, dude, I quit drinking about 10 years ago. Congrats. That's awesome. A lot of people are like that now. DJ Epsby? I hope I said that right. I think it's forward thinking. It's refreshing to see organizers prioritizing health and well-being over profit. You can 100% have a great time at a festival without drinking. Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with that. I've been to many festivals without drinking now. It also steers dickheads away. That's true. Although maybe you'll get a bunch of like hardcore, straight edge, annoying fucks there. $18 for a tall can of beer. That's the average price of an 18-pack. Yep, exactly. I'm not bullshitting. Yep, $18. Fuck that. The festival beer at Tolminator was like €5 for like, I don't know what that number is, but yeah. Which I thought was nothing. And then if you went to the store in Tolman, I think they had beers for like €1. Definitely like $2-3. Euro, I mean, but at Brutal Assault, a good beer is like $4. At the place I went to see Powerwolf with Unleash the Archers, beers were like 15, 17. It's fucking stupid. But that is one, yeah, credit to that festival, however you feel about them not allowing drinking there. The festival's definitely not trying to like rip people off with prices or anything in terms of spending that much money on alcohol. So that's cool. Yeah, I think they're doing it for a very respectful reason. And I'm curious to see how it goes. I just know a lot of metalheads won't be happy with that news. How get drunk if it's that expensive? You go to a liquor store where it's much cheaper and you just pound those. Well, that's so in LA, that's what everyone says is before the show, you go out and pregame. So you get like drinks from the liquor store, wherever, so it's much cheaper. And then you chug all those before you go into the venue. And the point is to save money. But what actually happens is that you get drunk and you don't care, and you start buying really expensive drinks, and you get more drunk and pass out, and then you feel like shit, and you don't remember the show, and then you go to the Rainbow, and you're wasted, and then Glenn Danzig walks in, and you're like, hey, we should go talk to Danzig, and then you wake up at home with an extreme hangover, and you go, wow, we didn't hang out with Danzig, and then your friend shows you a video of you hanging out with Danzig. That happened. That really happened. Everyone falls into that trap. It's about self-control, folks, or going to places that actually don't charge fucking ridiculous amounts for alcohol. But whether you want to quit alcohol, I would recommend that. But if you don't want to quit alcohol, I'd recommend just not blowing money on fucking dumbass prices. That's advice everyone can go by. For more from me, check out my band Dark Insanity. You can find us on Instagram, on Spotify, on all of the streaming platforms, on Bandcamp as well. We have our EP Rabid Psychosis out now. Subscribe to my second channel, Why It's Metal Podcast Clips, where I'll be uploading segments from my live podcast and podcasts that I do guest appearances on. We've got merch available for the channel and for the band. Now you can get Why It's Metal t-shirts, Savior of Metal hats, Dark Insanity t-shirts, Dark Insanity weed bags. We've got everything. Links for all of my stuff can be found in the description of this video. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video.